I want to get back to these changes which were made over the weekend at the National Conference of the ALP, where they've removed explicit demands for Hamas, the terror network, to disarm, and they've removed their previous standing on their role in a future Palestinian state. You've heard what I've said about Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles. The Australian is reporting that he has admitted privately the wording was flawed. But within the Jewish community, there is anger and concern, understandably, over this. It almost seems to me, as I said earlier in the program, that it's another diminishing of what happened on October 7, 2023. Michael Danby is the former federal MP and prominent voice in the Jewish community, and he joins us right now. Michael, good to chat with you again.
Good to hear from you, Chris, and welcome back from your holiday.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Coming out of Labor's National Conference, should we be worried about the dilution of the stance against Hamas?
Well, Chris, in my view, this is like the capital gains tax, another lie from this government. I can't put it any other way. When Albo unilaterally recognised a Palestinian state at the United Nations last year, he promised there would be no role for Hamas, they'd have to disarm, and that the Palestinian Authority would stop using Australian taxpayers' money. Yes, I'm saying that Australian taxpayers' money to pay the salaries of terrorists convicted who are sitting in Israeli prisons. They have what they call a pay-for-slay scheme. Now, both of those proposals, policies were dropped. So the new Labor Party Middle East resolution is a lie, just like the in economic policy and environment policy, the government is just, we had a new attitude. We've changed our minds. Look, it's a completely false narrative. And for all the Canberra Press Gallery who sort of waltz along and say, you know, it was all amity and happiness at the ALP conference, I think you focused on the right thing, and that is Miles privately conceding that this is a very important change in policy. And I also listened to your previous caller, and I thought it was very funny that the Long River currency exchange, which the federal police exposed as flushing all that money through Star Casino, that he goes along to this dinner with Dan Andrews, the man at the Chinese military parade, and he doesn't know anything about it. So he's happy with the conference because the socialist left got its way. The main thing, I suppose, I believe, Chris, is that the Labor Party has fundamentally changed from the days of Peter Walsh, Bob Hawke, Kim Beazley. It's now controlled by what we call the socialist left. And it's not like Chris Minns. Chris Minns is a more, you can criticise him all you like, but it's a much more sensible government than the national government. And we're all going to be in trouble because, as you say, we're probably not just 1 trillion, but 2 trillion in debt.
And I just worry emotionally. Like, it's only 6 months since this attack in Bondi Beach occurred. This must be emotionally confronting for people in the Jewish community to know that the government has let them down like this.
And Hamas is officially registered as a terrorist organisation in Australia. Don't Australians see it as part of the Gaza 3,000 visas without security checks? Don't Australians see it as part of Dr. Jihad with his AK-47 in a cave being potentially readmitted to Australia? Of course, this is all part of a pattern, and that's why support for One Nation is surging, because Australians connect all the dots, and they think, it's very nice of the Canberra Press Gallery to play their violins and say what a great job Albo did at the National Conference. No, most Australians connect the extremist policy on Hamas with the readmittance of jihadis to Australia and what happened at Bondi. They don't like it. They don't want that kind of murderous action we just saw in Berlin last night coming to Australia again. And we've got a Royal Commission, but who knows whether these moves of Albo are going to encourage that kind of black-hearted terrorism. We saw in New York where Mr. Mamdani attacked the Israelis in a really extremist speech you'd never believe a mayor of New York would make. And the next day, an Asian man and a Jewish man in the Upper West Side of Manhattan stabbed in the back by someone yelling out Allahu Akbar. They can tell us as much as they like that these things are not connected, but they are.
Always good to talk with you, Michael. You put it perfectly. No need to answer any more questions. You've just put it perfectly, and I just wonder whether it does embolden other, lone wolves out there to react in a very, very evil way. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that does not happen. Michael Danby,
fingers
thank you
crossed, mate. Good speaking to you.
Thank you. Good to have you on the program. Prominent voice in the Jewish community, former federal Labor MP Michael Danby. He speaks common sense. We should get him on the program more often. Let's